All right. Test?
Yes, just
Yeah,
quickly.
I don't know where he is. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
1 sec. Do it again.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Last one.
All good? All good? Sick.
So I'm going to give the long one to...
Give long one to him, give the short one to me. Matter, mate. Whatever you... Vamos!
Doesn't have an on and off button,
No.
so you just have to pull it up when...
Okay, so we're not live at the moment anyway, are we? At least it's not that bad. Weather-wise.
No, it's actually not bad at all. I lay it up. I was like, damn.
Do you guys reckon we can have you guys sit on the right side?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll make some room.
Might have to...
Soccer Roundup.
You see Harry Kiriaki's got a show on him.
I saw something here.
Sorry, can I borrow that for a second? Testing. Arthur, can I get
1 2 1 2 testing 1 2.
Yeah, should be good.
Hello, Comet.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So it turns out if you turn it off from there, it turns off.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
Yeah.
Vamos.
Let's go.
Tell
Testing
us
1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
1, 2, 3.
Testing, testing, testing.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Going, keep going.
How you doing? This is Paul Stanley of Kiss.
Very good. Alright. Alrighty.
Let's go.
You can intro, mate. Bounce off like you normally do.
Let's go.
Of winter. It is July 19, and it is 18, should I say, after Akratides, and it is going to be one of the games that will define the season for both sides, the Port Melbourne Sharks and the Dandenong Thunder. Port Melbourne sit currently in 13th place, staring down the barrel of relegation. Conversely, the Dandenong Thunder, well, in their hopes and ambitions for an NPL Victoria home semi-final, should they make it, this game is crucial within the makeup of that very chase. Of course, Thunder currently sitting in 3rd place behind Avondale in 2nd, fairly off the pace for any title aspirations. But for the Sharks, it's now or never. I'm Neil Simons, joined by Arthur Akratides. It promises to be a very enticing clash tonight at Shark Park, and as expected, there aren't too many in attendance. It's quite cold.
Yeah, that's a little surprising. Normally the Thunder faithful come out in their droves, but look, there might still be a few coming through the gate. But it's a sensational night for football. You can't complain about the weather. The weather's excellent, and let's hope we have a great game of football here at SS Anderson Reserve. Port Melbourne have a lot of injuries from what we've seen. Their lineup is well and truly
Decimated
at the moment, and so we've got Thunder alternatively looking at possibly a top 2 finish, definitely a top 3 finish, and they have played some great football this season. A credit to Adam Piddick's men, and they have been a stable and very efficient lineup.
Absolutely, and we'll take you through those lineups, starting off with the away side in the Dandenong Thunder. Recently announced the signings of Michael Domfey, who was acquisition from Hume City, as well as Aguirre Manuel. Number 3, Daniel Alessi. Number 10, Daniel Clark. Number 9, Wade Decker. Number 6, Aidan Edwards. Number 14, Hassan Jalo. Number 5, Mercy Mehmeti. Number 12, the former Port Melbourne Junior, Jay Romanovsky. Number 8, Carl Taylor. Number 7, Yuki Uchida. Number 15, Thonisafan Amarongan. Number 1, Jamie Young between the sticks. For the Sharks, well, Lachlan Boygevsky, Sterling Angus, and Reece Hammond make up the bench as a result of injuries to Liston Diaz and Delano Farrow. Aidan Brown, number 9. William Gillingham, number 20. Number 5, Oliver Yankolovsky. Number 6, Anthony Laban. Number 8, Maker. Number 3, Owen McCloskey. Number 17, George Mells returns to Shark Park for the 2nd time since his acquisition from South Melbourne Hellas. Number 4, Riyad Mouyet. Number 23, Luka Romic. Number 22, Daniel Serra. Number 16, standing captain Jonathan Vakurtzis, Johnny Vac. Arthur, tonight is make or break for the Sharks.
No, they need to win tonight, and they've got an uphill battle, no doubt. They need to win tonight to have any hope of staying up in this National Premier League division, and it's very tough at the moment. They have Melbourne Knights underneath them and Victory just above them. Then there's a bit of a gap with Altona Magic. So can they get a win here today? Will really define the rest of their season.
Absolutely so. And interestingly enough, make the observation, George Mills is very high up the pitch. He couldn't be playing striker, could he? No way.
Well, I think you said it to me earlier. He looks like he might be a false 9.
Yes.
He can play the ball, and with all those injuries, Liston Diaz, the top goal scorer for Port Melbourne, is missing again with injury.
Well, it will be fascinating to see how the Sharks respond following their 5-0 drubbing against the Preston Lions 2 weeks ago. That was an absolute demolition exercise from Luyasevsky's men. And, of course, at home tonight promises to be one of the more intriguing clashes of the season. Of course, earlier in the season, they lost 5-1 at George Andrews. Got a lot to prove under new head coach Maxim Gaidovski. And here is Aidan Edwards, former Glory product. Back with Alessi, Van Amberongen. It's Clark dropping deep to receive, out to that left flank. First time touch for Decker, couldn't reach it. It's Maker. And again, the Sharks really unable to parry the ball forward.
Looks like all the running's going to be with the Thunder as the ball gets switched over. Romanovsky, he's done well. He's had a pretty good season, young Romanovsky. Former Port Melbourne 23s player and played a few games off the bench. And having a more permanent fixture here in the Thunder's lineup this season, which is good for him, good for the youngster. As Thunder now try and make an opening for themselves. So some great work by Alessi throughout the season. Also, I really liked the way he played against South Melbourne. A great game of football as Thunder go forward. Chance now, ball played and one-on-one, and it's cleared away. Claims for a penalty. Neil.
I think it was well timed, to be honest, from the goalkeeper Luka Romic. Jock Quartermain not pointing to the spot that time, but the Thunder can spare their blushes on that occasion. And Adam Pittock, we know he's quite a vocal individual on the touchline. We've seen him coach at this ground for 6 or so seasons up until 2023. And he achieved great things with this Port Melbourne team. The only remnant of that Port Melbourne side that finished second in 2022 was George Mells, who returned to the club mid-season. So I'm sure he would be a very different place to when he first arrived, Adam Pittock.
Good save by Romic in the end, and lucky for the Sharks that the ball went out for a corner.
Here is Kyle Taylor in swinging delivery. It's sent away by Jonathan Vikertzis, of course. Stand-in captain, formerly of Pascoe last season in VPL2, a Joey in his time, and the ex-Melbourne Victory youth product. Was in that Joey's World Cup squad with Jake Brimmer, Kai Rolls, and also Pierce Waring, who still kicking about in the NPL. Last saw him with the Oakley Cannons.
A couple of games on this evening.
Of course, the Oakley Cannons up against Hume City in the match of the round. Preston Lions up against Melbourne Knights as well, so keen eyes will be focused on that game as well. Good touch from Edwards out towards Romanovsky out wide. Looking to drive infield yet again. His body positioning was superb, but Aidan Brown is there to pick up the scraps. Riyad Mouillet, it's a delightful touch, and Mells with the first time ball over to Aidan Brown. Tricky feet, but Alessi was there in the way. Eventually sent towards the Thunder bench, or the Port Melbourne bench, should I say. It will be the Sharks' throw for the first real period of possession in which they'll have tonight. It's Aidan Brown out towards Serra. Leban, it's a good touch. He was brought to ground. Quartermain non-forthcoming. Yuki Uchida doesn't seem too happy with the call there for throw.
Anthony Leban was holding his ankle there, Neil. Might have been collected.
This is a physical contest, Arthur. It is immensely physical. And that is what the Sharks have to do. If you don't exactly have the requisite technical quality, the only way you can really fight through it is through brute force and nature. And that's exactly what a lot of players on this team can do.
Yellow card going out.
To William Gillingham. That's an interesting call. It was brought across from Cove Rangers, where he played with Nick Schulman, who's now, of course, at Aberdeen, the Australian goalkeeper. That's a good touch from Serra. Mel's asking for it. It eventually does find Mel's in transition. Looks to cut away past the D region. He can't do so. And the Thunder able to regain possession.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Maybe Melzi should have taken a strike there. Sarah did quite well to bring the ball all the way down, and there they go again. They're trying to make a play here. They've got that big man, Jamie Young, former Brisbane Roar goalkeeper, and Western United, who has come to Victoria to apply his wares here at the Dandy Thunder, and he's done quite well. Look at how high up he's coming up to the ground and marshalling his troops. I've seen many a goal scored, Neil, from back half of the ground with goalkeepers that play so high up.
This is to another level. If I've seen anything in this league, he's coming up to the centre circle. This is very interesting and something to definitely keep an eye on. Maker sends that away out for a throw-in for the Thunder again.
Need to, I think, stretch Port Melbourne as wide as they can, and that's what they're trying to do now, to try and open them up. Romanovsky plays the ball back. Alessi plays it across. Again, bounce on the pitch there. I don't know what's going on there. I tell you what, the pitch is nothing like it used to be, Neil, from the time I used to play here as goalkeeper back in the day.
He's cross halfway. That is ridiculous. And if that happens too consistently, they might lead to unforeseen circumstances, because the ball drops for a Port Melbourne Sharks player. You'll absolutely have to have a pop there.
Yeah, someone's smart enough to do it, though.
That is a mantra under Maxim Gajdovski. It's very much a tactically focused and orientated side, the Port Melbourne Sharks, since he came in. Of course, was formerly at the Preston Lions last season in an analyst role, and also coached the Heidelberg under-23s. This season was at top of the table at the time of his departure, Melbourne University in State League 4, and it's quite the move.
Yeah, great move for him. And then, look, he's done quite well with what he's had. You can't take it away from him, but there's 5 games to go, and you'd have to say that Port Melbourne need to win at least 4 of those last 5 games.
We've seen it. Sorry to interrupt. Maker. Trying to, well, I don't want to say the obvious, making an effort en route, but as you were saying,
I tell you what, as you know that I'm involved with Chisholm United, and we've got a player, Eli Strangos. He's scored 2 goals exactly the same way from the other side of the ground, seeing the goalkeeper play so high up, and he scored 2 goals down that Jack Edward reserve against, some good opposition, doing exactly the same thing. So had he been playing on this pitch, he'd more than likely try his luck with Jamie Young. And a bit of a cheerio to the boys there from Chisholm United.
Of course, sister club of the Oakley Cannons.
They've got a game tomorrow against Berwick. So
Berwick City.
Yep.
Very, very big game for your boys, Arthur. Uchida driving past a byline. It falls away now towards Kyle Taylor. Here's Edwards. Further wide. It is Messi Mehmeti, and it's Luka Romic who's able to claim the former Western United goalkeeper. I was looking at my old NPL Victoria team sheets about 4 seasons ago, and I saw Luka Romic on the team sheet for Western United's first ever NPL game on the bench.
He's had a reasonable season. He's been in the team of the week a few times, the youngster, and he's made some great saves, but made some errors as well. But overall, I think he can hold his head up high. He's had a pretty good season, the youngster.
Absolutely so, and Jamie Young retreating into his penalty box, and maybe is not going to relent on how high he's sitting up on the park. You have to respect the admiration from the long-time A-League custodian.
And that's how much confidence he's got, Neil.
Why wouldn't he? He's been one of the standout keepers in this competition this season, alongside, of course, Javi Diaz, among others. Jallo, good touch. And Alessi nearly was caught out by Brown. Van Amerongen. Talk about rising up the pyramid. Arthur, he was signed from Metro 9 sides, Swinburne FC. Played one game for them, had spells in the Cypriot second tier prior to that. He's looked a class above this season.
Yeah. He was exceptional against South Melbourne. And you're right, he's been very good, a very good find for Adam Pittick's side. And, as I said, they're trying to open up Port Melbourne, but Port Melbourne's been nice and compact and making it a little difficult for them to try and break down and try and keep this kind of shape. Could be
I just cannot fathom
tough
that Jamie Young is sitting in his attacking half. He's playing as a centre-back. This is outrageous.
Look, being a keeper, I just think that if he gets a smart player, he's going to get beaten, and we'll be saying, I told you so. It just depends on how smart someone is to see him off his line and strike the ball. Deep ball in the box! And cleared away, almost there. Chance gone begging in the end, Neil.
I think they were caught up in all the wares, Yuki Uchida, and I think it was Jay Romanovsky who was there in the box to meet it, and a bit of a misalignment on communication, and eventually that is the outcome that has arisen. Multiple games tonight. Oakley Cannons up against Hume City. It's 1-0 to the Oakley Cannons. Their stand is nearly finished, Arthur, and it looks an absolute treat. And hopefully it's ready soon for, you'd hope, the final day of the season when they face off against South Melbourne.
Yeah, I think I heard the other day, possibly October, it's going to open up. Don't know if it's going to be ready for the finals, but I know that they said that the opening's going to be in October. It's pretty much ahead of schedule, but it looks absolutely brilliant, the stand. And a credit to, the government that did give the Cannons the funds in order to build that, along with obviously sponsorship throughout the Cannons. The shot now easily in the arms of Tomic. Yep, and it's going to be one of those stadiums where it's nice and compact, and can't wait for the big finals games to be played there, because I think it'll be a great cauldron for football in Victoria.
Mel spots out the run of Aidan Brown. That's a very, very good pass. He's got space to work with on that left flank. Infield for Anthony Laban. Looks to have a pop. And it's into the arms of Jamie Young. A bit of attacking intent from the Sharks. And, of course, it was George Mells, the architect, as he is at this level.
Yeah, look, George is no doubt has got more than enough ability in this team. The only thing is that, does he have enough experience in order to help him out? He's come back to Port Melbourne to help him avoid the drop, and very surprised that South Melbourne let him go, which is baffling to me, especially when he was one of their better players. And, South Melbourne is doing better now, but I'd hate to think how good they would have been with George in that side.
Food for thought, but this is the current situation, and he's playing seemingly as a false nine tonight, and hopefully that will bear fruition for the Sharks. And for Curtis is in a bit of a wares here, and eventually does retrieve the ball. Aidan Brown switching to the left tonight. Usually he's played as a number 9. Did score that stoppage time equaliser against the Knights a few weeks ago, which was very much a inconsequential result, all things considering. Both sides rooted to the bottom of the table, there or thereabouts. It's Romic. Plays it towards the Frenchman, Riyad Mouye. And nearly lost possession, but tricky feet from the former North Sunshine Eagle. And eventually Maker is beaten all ends up by Aidan Brown. It's out wide towards Hassan Jallo. Twisting, weaving past the byline. Got Kyle Taylor for support. Eventually it's sent laterally towards Daniel Alessi, formerly of the Western Sydney Wanderers and Newcastle Jets, among other clubs, including Blacktown City and Hakoah Sydney City. That's a great touch from Jallo. It's Romanovsky shifting it out wide. It's Taylor with a delivery inside, and eventually the Sharks able to bat it clear. Not as far as Mouye, and cleverly enough, wins the free kick, or wins the throw-in, should I say.
I've got to say, Neil, so far I'm quite impressed with the way Port Melbourne has defended. They're making it very tough for the Thunder to try and break them down. And as the game goes along without a score, it'll be a lot tougher for the Thunder.
Mel's attempts to get it forward, but eventually it falls for the Sri Lankan international in Wade Decker.
Sri Lankan?
Yes. There's a few players across the NPL. Rahul Suresh is a part of the Thunder setup, or was at one point. Has also played for the Sri Lankan national team alongside Oliver Killart from the Hume City, South Melbourne youth product himself as well, just off the road. And tomorrow they've got a big game against the Altona Magic, which has implications upon the Port Melbourne Sharks, as well as Romanovsky sends it out for a goal kick.
Connor Hampson, the scorer, as you said, for the Cannons. 1-0 up in the 10th minute against Hume, and the other games, Green Gully 0-0 at the moment with the leaders Heidelberg, and Preston have just kicked off against the Melbourne Knights, and that's a big game for the Melbourne Knights, Neil.
Oh yes, it's been turbulent times, a new board, a lot of player movement. Duzel's back at the club again, which is very intriguing to see. Delightful touch from Mel's, and even better pass and intuition from Mel's, but it hits the head of Jay Romanovsky. Of course, he linked up with him back under with Adam Pittick at the Sharks. It's really great to see how he's evolved into a seasoned professional at the Thunder after his start at the Sharks, and something that I don't think he's credited enough for is the way that he integrated young players within the system, including the likes of Mark and Dylan Leonard, who did incredibly well. But nonetheless, it's back with Kyle Taylor. It's a delightful stride forward, and receives the 1-2. Riyad Mouye shapes it now towards Daniel Serra. And Mouye gets a touch, and then laterally open up the space. Taylor, it's Hassan Jallo. A touch slightly away from his body, and eventually the Frenchman did quite a good job there initially, and unable to use his twinkle toes to get away from danger. It's Uchida back towards Taylor, the former Bournemouth youth product, and spent last season at Exeter City.
Chance now to go forward. And again, some openings. Deep ball into the box, and letting the ball go was Tomic, guiding away. Can we get a shot on goal here? Across the face, and no one there really for the Thunder. And Sarah goes long, and not a great ball by him. It's cleared away, and Brown really staying out wide here. He must be under instructions, because doesn't seem to be straying into the middle too much in order to get the ball. And now Alessi plays the ball forward. Van Margen losing the ball, and a chance now for Port Melbourne. Brown, quick ball across. Still in play. What can they do here, the Sharks? A deep ball there. Can Brown get to it? No, he's lagged a bit far behind. Cleared away. And pretty safe at the moment. Chance there, Neil, for Port Melbourne.
And that's where they have to do their work. It's on the counter-attack. And they would have loved to have the likes of Delano Farrow and Liston Diaz tonight, of course. Both valuable contributors this season. Diaz with 8 goals and 10 appearances this season. It's a crying shame that he's not been more available this season for them. But it has been one of those days, really.
He's had a couple of doubles.
Definitely. He's had a few. Crucial ones at that, which has kept their season alive up until this point. There's a faint glimmer at JL Murphy Reserve.
Chance now for the Thunder. Going forward again. And a free kick surely. Held there right on the edge of the box. And there's a chance here now for the Thunder in a crucial position. And over the ball is Daniel Clark, it looks like. Daniel Clark over the ball, and we've also got Kyle Taylor. Might unleash something with his left foot here. Wade Decker, former Oakley Cannons centre forward. Really dangerous position here. Taylor, Decker over the ball. Decker over the bar. No problems there. And I think another goal's gone in at Oakley. Neil?
Yes, it has. And Messi Mehmeti's free kick just over the bar. He's a set-piece machine, Messi Mehmeti has been in his time. Riyad Muyet. Towards Maker. Maker's under pressure and his touch was heavy. Was a challenge late though. He's on a yellow card already. But no foul was awarded, and I think Thunder players won't be too satisfied with Jock Quarterman. It's just those 1%ers that they have to get right, the Sharks. They've held their own in these opening 25 minutes or so and have diligently done so. And Van Amerongen is going to take his time. Formerly of Swinburne FC, Metro 2, should I say, not Metro 9s. My apologies. Spent time at De Graafschap, and also, as mentioned, stint in Cyprus, and he's been one of the players of the season. It has to be said. Jock Quarterman having a word to one of the Port Melbourne assistants, I think, and also has given Adam Piddick a yellow card.
I tell you what, they're all sort of having a go at the fourth official, and ultimately the referee's taken control and said enough.
You have to protect your officials. That is a good trade from Jock Quarterman. One of the best refs we have in this state. It's delivered in to the mixed side. It's batted away by Gillingham. It's Aidan Brown now. Touches in towards Mells. Calls for a handball. Waved away. It's Uchida yet again. And eventually the Sharks unable to get it clear as far as Kyle Taylor. Of course, born in Switzerland, but spent the majority of his time in the youth system of Bournemouth and did feature in an FA Cup game against Chelsea at one point. Romanovsky fashions one in, and it falls for Brown. Should I say, Aiden Edwards, my apologies. Mel's gets front position and has a nice little 1-2 with Brown. And we'll see potentially Owen McCloskey through, but it wasn't to be.
And McCloskey's not been used enough. We know that he's very, very good at pushing the ball forward and going forward, and I think he's not really been used enough today. They've got to have a bit of belief in their own ability here, the Sharks, because that's the only way they'll get something out of this game.
Oh, that is to be certain, and look, they're trying their very best. They have generated opportunities, and I don't think the Thunder have really penetrated them to the extent that you would expect. And you do see they're not playing the ball to Jamie Young as much in this latter stage of the first half. A loose ball for Brown, unable to latch onto it. That's good work and a good recovery from Aiden Edwards out towards Romanovsky on this far side. It's played incisive for Hassan Jallo. Maker gets it through, and space for Leban, who is going to pop from range again, and that is the second time they've tested Young tonight. Eager to catch him off his line early.
Do you think it might happen? I don't
think so.
Don't know.
Although the commentators...
It'd have to be off his line, not so much, in a position where he's going to be easily get back like he just did.
It looks like they're going to mount a press here, which is very much to the opposite end of the spectrum of what we've seen tonight. Aiden Brown and McCloskey are ready to run into the box and cause some damage. But you know what this does? It opens up the angle for the Thunder if they can get the ball forward. It's eventually played laterally to Kyle Taylor. Wichita. It's Jallo. It's a good touch from Gillingham. It does really well to contend with the well-travelled number 9. 14 on his back, of course, and Thunder able to reset.
Thunder trying to play good football, and I must say it's certainly a lot more positive this season. Last season they were thwarted with not really getting out of the season what they hoped for, but Adam Pittick has certainly got his troops well oiled this season. They look a lot better as a team, and the ability of going forward and getting teams on the counter-attack is a lot more effective as the goal keeps given. We've just played under around 30 minutes in this first half, still 0-0.
Even on goal kicks, Young is absolutely immensely high. It's very intriguing. I've not seen this from the Thunder this season.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've seen any goalkeeper stay so high up.
No. It's Manuel Neuer on steroids.
No, Manuel Neuer doesn't go that far up. I can tell you that for a fact.
That's a delightful touch. What a ball from George Bells. Incredible. Here is Aiden Brown cutting onto his right. And he can't exactly create the opportunity. And a heavy touch from Leban. That was an enormous chance for the Port Melbourne Sharks. And Uchida is going to race through on that left flank. Here the Thunder come. It's rolled across the face, and it's out for a corner. Brown had to be better there to create at least something.
Really should have attacked the goal rather than try and cut into his central. And ultimately, the ball's gone straight across the other side of the ground, and there's a corner, and how things could change here. The Sharks' home base here. Ground, some patches there that have been repaired by the council. As the corner about to be taken, there's a lot of timber in the box. Curling ball. No distance there. Barely getting to the front post. Back to get the ball whipped in again. Claims for a free kick, and the throw-in being given.
It's been one of those nights. You would expect that the Thunder would be able to, more or less, not easily dispatch, but make easier work of the Sharks. But it has not been easy whatsoever, and they've been caught out on the counter numerous times, but when you play balls like that, it's all fatalistic, don't you think?
Just, you can see that, look, Jamie Young has played a long time. He knows what he can and can't do, and certainly got a grasp on exactly where to be and where to stand, and always loved how he basically kept for the Brisbane Roar. He was a great keeper. As they go forward now, good defending by the Sharks.
That's really good work from Daniel Serra, of course, the ex-Victory under-21.
Long
Shaped
ball in. Dangerous ball. Offside flag went up. And that was Romanovsky slightly offside. And you could see that Romich decided to stay on his line then, and either he saw the flag going up and decided not to go, or took a punt to not challenge for that ball. Long ball to Brown. Not a good header. It's gone straight back to the Thunder, but Maker now with the ball. Going for a wide ball. Didn't get purchase on it. All the way back to Young.
Here is Daniel Alessi. Not often you see the Sydney to Melbourne move, but it has happened with Mr. Daniel Alessi, of course. Anthony Frangi also has done that as well. The Altoona Magic. He, of course, also a former Thunder player. Here is Van Amerongen, looking to command the centre of the park. Shifted towards Mehmeti. Back with Van Amerongen. Nice triangular movement. It's Clark out wide. Space for the Thunder to work. It's with Wade Decker. It's shifted towards Romich, who claims pretty easily. And will they look to take their time or play it away quickly? They do. It's Riyad Mouye. He's got to stride past halfway. He's got space to work with. Shifts onto his right. Infield for Mel's. That's a good touch. And couldn't find the resulting pass out wide towards Brown.
Brown very wide there. Neil, I think he should tuck in a little more and try and give some support to his fellow strikers there, but the hand went up by Mel's and didn't get the desired effect as he would have liked. As time ticks away, still plenty of time left in this half to try and prise open the defence here. And Sarah doing really well there. Clearing away. Chance now for another ball by Romanovsky in the box. No, he dies. Plays it to Alessi. Back to Young. Young switches the ball to Amerongen. Certainly like to switch play. Cleared away. All the ball's gone out for a throw.
I think both sets of players are growing increasingly frustrated with the current state of play at the moment. And can't exactly blame either side for those outcomes. Of course, 2-0 to the Cannons, as mentioned, and 0-0 at Burgers against Green Gully as well. So nothing has changed by way of results whatsoever. Brown brought to ground, and eventually Jock Quartermain awards the free kick.
If the results stay the way they are, Neil, the Cannons will go up to third on goal difference. Plenty of time to go, though. And Hume will fall to 6th. And if Green Gully somehow finds a way through, they could be in the 6 after tonight if they get a result against Heidelberg.
Not an easy thing to do. Not an easy thing to do at all. Brown. Unable to head it towards Mells. It's Gillingham with a strong header forward. It's Taylor. Back towards Van Amerongen. Here's Alessi. Van Amerongen again. Now back with Kyle Taylor, who's about to cross halfway, and he does so eventually. Out towards Clark on the wide angle. Shifting one in towards Hassan Jallo, who's on the edge of the area. Maker with not an effective touch, but does win back the possession for the Sharks, and it's hit the roof of someone's car. Didn't seem to have much pace and power on it, so hopefully all is okay. Not my vehicle.
Yes. Chance now again. Van Amerongen trying to go forward. He's at every chance he gets, and now the ball getting played back to him. Jamie Young's dictating where the ball should go. It's amazing. It's almost like they don't need a sweeper.
Oh, it's remarkable.
Dominating and telling them exactly where to be and where to go.
It's remarkable, and
I'm just thinking if Port Melbourne decide to hard press the ball all at once and somehow it does succeed, what will happen then?
No, we'll find out, I suppose. But it's all going well for them at the moment, as they do have a foray forward again. It's batted away by Jan Kulowski. Shifted into Mells and looks to shift one over to Jonathan Vikertis, who's got acres of space. He's going to take his time and shift one in now towards Brown. And it's away to McCloskey. That's a good strike on goal, and the first time in which either keeper has really been tested tonight. What a promising period from the Sharks.
Good
and Port
save.
Melbourne have a sign of life.
Good save there by Young. I know it was around his body, but he'd had to stop and set in order to make the save. McCloskey did really well. And this is what I mean. If Port Melbourne can somehow chisel a goal and hold sway here, it could really open the game up, because then the Thunder will have to try and open up a little bit more.
Gillingham.
There's a chance. Maker. Sarah. Back to Maker. We had a bit of a stint away from the club and then came back to the club.
All this season. Crazy.
I know. It's probably a bit of a surprise, but he's back now. Always played well here. The chance now for Port Melbourne. Ball across the box. No one really there, Neil.
Well, it was a good intention and really promising from Jonathan Vikertis. That's the experience that you get with a player of his quality. Not easy to leave a club in which you've been at for many, many seasons, in which he was at Pascoe Vale, but a very nice little weave forward from the Sharks down that right-hand side. And, of course, with only a few minutes to play in this half, still at 0-0. Haven't much to speak of. Hassan Jallo looking to break forward. But because of the line that the Thunder are playing, falls very nicely for Maker. Out wide now is Sarah. And Maker is beaten all ends up. Here is Yuki Uchida. Has paced the burn and has bypassed Riyad Moye. And he looks to drive inside now. Still going, the Japanese import. And it's back towards Uchida yet again. Cutting onto his right. And very cleverly done from Will Gillingham. But danger not yet away. Maker now has got space to run with the ball. And shifts it nicely into Mells. A nice little 1-2. Driving forward with pace. We know that's one of his best trays. And Thunder awarded play on as they look to bring the ball forward yet again through Decker. Now it's with Taylor out central left-hand side for Mersim Mehmeti, the conductor, Carl Taylor. Excellent technical acumen, and the touch is won by the Sharks. It's Brown again, looking to shape it out wide for McCloskey, but it's just not quite there. The passes aren't sitting where they should.
Yeah, Brown's had one of those games at the moment. Nothing's gone right for him, and he's trying, but the passes have gone astray, and Sarah's done some good work on this left-hand side, but the passes haven't been rewarded going forward, unfortunately for him, as we're playing the last 2 or 3 minutes of this first half here, as time ticks away.
Yes,
sooner or later we'll get the message from the fourth official of how long we have left. Deep ball in the box. The chance charged down nicely there as Port Melbourne go forward again, and Makers, who's been very, very good today, as now they go forward again. Clark in the box, charged down, and a goal kick given, and some good work there charging the ball down. Gillingham has been pretty strong in the defensive line there.
It's an excellent signing. It really is an excellent
Zealander?
signing. Yeah, no, Scottish, actually.
Is he?
Yes,
Okay.
Scotsman. Arriving from Cove Rangers.
I think his father told me this as he walked in the gate. He's come from New Zealand. Well, maybe they lived in New Zealand or were from New Zealand initially.
Yes, it's a good signing from Scottish League One. Last time I know someone that played in Scottish League One, he did quite well in this league, and he played at this very club, Chris Duggan.
No, he was a quality player.
What a player he was, and that's a nice move from Anthony Laban, but he lost out possession, crucially, which could leave danger in space for the Thunder. It's with Daniel Clark, and now Romanovsky, 18-yard area. They're looking to parade the region out towards the byline. It's Kyle Taylor, and wins the corner, crucially, for the Dandenong Thunder.
You just have to think, could he have taken a shot there, Neil?
Maybe. We will see.
Delaying the shot on goal, and in the end, Port Melbourne get the corner. They're defending a corner now with time almost up here in this first half.
It's 2 minutes
2
of out of
minutes.
time.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think there was any delays. The ball cleared away. Chance again. Get it into the box. Good charge down again. Not letting them get their way forward. Goalkeeper finally comes for the ball after Gillingham's scream, and rightly so. The chance now, one-on-one, cleared away. Chance again now for the Thunder, as the fourth official says, 2 minutes left. Deep into the box, easily mopped up by Tomic. He's played the ball now to Brown, and a chance now. And again, Brown has been really terrible pass there. Little unfortunate.
And he's just not had the service that he needs to operate in space. Does George Mills? Of course, Aidan Brown has. Well, let's call a spade here. He's not had the best passing range tonight, if you want to be kind. But that's
he's had the chances though. And,
absolutely.
And look, let's hope he can improve on that in the second half.
Well, he has received the ball in a lot of space here from the goal kick from Luka Lomic. He's bypassed 1 and 2, and Mel's looking to make the run. Didn't quite sit for him, though. And it's sent out
wide.
Sent out wide now to Daniel Alessi. Looks down the line. Maker gets it into touch. Sarah joining him for support. Leban. And a rare spell of possession for the Port Melbourne Sharks in the back half of the pitch. Red Moyet. It's a good little stride away, and Maker. That's very, very nice. Cleverly done, and looking to weave his way past the left touch line.
Just about be my best player in this first half. Maker for Port Melbourne.
He's a physical specimen and has the technical acumen to bypass players. It's just there's one or two heavy touches that lets him down, really. And that is the first half here at JL Murphy Reserve. 0-0 between the Sharks and the Thunder. It's been fairly evenly poised if you want to talk about opportunities, but the Thunder with, as expected, the majority of the possession. We'll see you in the second half.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the second half of the NPL Victoria round number 23, 18th of July. It is Port Melbourne up against the Sharks. They are the Sharks up against Dandenong Thunder, and it has been a tantalising first half in terms of tactical intuition. The Thunder sitting very high up, and that's how they've dictated tempo. As for the Sharks, they look to counter with a very weakened squad, although 0-0, it's anyone's game at this time. And Preston Lions have a 1-0 lead over the Melbourne Knights at half-time as well. And with Heidelberg United taking a 2-0 lead up against Heidelberg United. So we'll see as to how proceedings will shape for this second half. Port Melbourne in survival mode. And you can see that 3 points or nothing for them tonight. The 2 sixes going at it. Aidan Edwards and Anthony Laban, the former Melbourne Victory number 6, spent some time at North Geelong as well. A good stride forward from Oliver Yankolovsky. Ball over the top from George Mells. It's too high and wide for Aidan Brown to reach it. We'll see Jay Romanovsky throw it in now. Arthur Akratides, your assessment of that first half?
Look, you've got to take your hat off to Port Melbourne. Defended quite well against a quite forceful Dandy Thunder, but they haven't been allowed to do what they normally do as Port Melbourne go forward. A chance now. Can he get the shot in? The referee looked at it, let it go, and I think that's the right decision. Good defending in the end. Chance to go forward, and good defending there too. Clearing the ball just in time, and he injured in the process.
Might be cramped maybe for Riyad Mouyet. Frenchman who's come in. It's one of the very few foreigners that the Sharks do have. I think just Will Gillingham, to be honest, and he's up and ready to go. Also arrived from North Sunshine Eagles in VPL 2, and that's the makeup largely of this squad. Spent some time in the French lower divisions as well. Did play in the Coupe du Monde at one point. Cup competition. That's a great touch from EA as the Sharks will send it high and long as they've done so tonight. And Jay Romanovsky sent it out for a throw-in for the Sharks.
You notice that Young hasn't been going as far up as he normally does. Free kick there.
Jonathan Verkurtzis has gone in the book.
It's the first card for him, no doubt.
Yes, Johnny Vac, as they like to call him.
A little bit late.
Yeah, just a little bit. On Wade Decker, the seasoned professional, and you do see Maxim Gaidovsky just on the pen and paper, old-fashioned style. With his notebook.
Wade Decker, the man that ex-Oakley Cannons championship winner.
Yes, a litany of trophies won with that side. What a great team that was under Chris Taylor. Daniel Clark also involved in some of those squads as well, and had a break from football. Did sign with Green Gully and then said, you know what, I'll take a year off. And is back with the Thunder at the ripe age of 35. So rarely do you see players that kick on at such an age in this competition, but he is one of them. And here is Jamie Young now, out towards Van Amerongen. Looping ball. It falls for Wade Decker in between the legs of Maker. It's back with Decker out wide. And it's again Romanovsky. Daniel Serra into touch. It's a very good job by the young defender.
He's done really well, Serra.
Maker. Heads away. Space for the Thunder again. Delivery shaped in yet again. And Mouyet got first position. And will back to goal. Play it towards Aidan Brown, who goes to ground and is awarded the free kick.
Something finally gone his way. And Green Gully Cavaliers holding out only until recent, and now they're 2-0 down, and that chance of them breaking into the top sixes looks like it's not going to happen this weekend, as Young tries to build up play here with Van Merongen. Back to Young. Playing, and Mehmeti staying wide here just in case they switch play. And a chance now. And that ball has gone to Mehmeti, and he's lost it.
I think I've seen Mersim's brother Medine here tonight. Melbourne City, number 9. Of course, Young Socceroos champion earlier this year in March. He's coming to support his brother. Very much a Thunder supporter, obviously. Played at the club as a junior alongside Ariel Soleimani. So good to see A-League players getting out and about.
Chance to go wide now. And again they're trying to open them up, but Port Melbourne are staying pretty tight. Now a chance to try and get it into the box. Good defending again by Port Melbourne. Into the box. The flick. Away to safety. Van Merongen to Taylor. Taylor. Ball switched again. Deep ball. No real substance in that cross. Can Port Melbourne somehow find their way through? And that's a good bit of defending there. Young. Just don't understand why he's going so far up the ground.
Well, provides spacing, really, and he has good distribution, but he hasn't really utilised it to the fullest extent for someone that you'd expect would play as essentially another centre half in possession.
He wasn't happy then. He's screaming, give it to Eugene. Taylor trying to get through. He can't. And all of a sudden, ball all the way to Romic. Who really hasn't had, other than the first save in the first 5 or so minutes, hasn't had much to do at all.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. And he's a man that, as you would expect, would often get tested. And considering where the Sharks are currently on the table and their pretty awful goal difference. But nonetheless, it's been admirable to see how he's fought and shown some resilience tonight, and looks more confident as well. And that's what you need as a young goalkeeper. Of course, they've had a few keepers this season that they've tried and tested. Of course, Nicholas Skokic, they did sign from Bo Morris, who are currently in State 1. And of course, Alex Condolian, who's made to switch over to Burundara Carey in VPL 2. Here is Van Merongen, Mehmeti in the centre circle, out wide towards Decker. Got space to roam and cutting on to his right. Edwards. Mehmeti with space. Now it's with Daniel Clark. He looks incisively, but great positioning from Serra. Looks like Owen McCloskey took a touch.
Heidelberg have gone up 3-0 and the game's ended. Just so for our supporters out there.
Well, yes, that could be another title returning to the Olympic Village. It'd be fascinating to see if they're able to do that. Make it does well. Van Merongen to fight in that second third of the pitch for the Thunder and the Sharks, conversely, but they have the run of the play at the moment. Dictating tempo. That's a delightful drive from Carl Taylor. 2 shimmies. Looking wide now, but it's intercepted by Serra. Didn't quite get the good first touch he would have liked. Still able to hold the ball. That's a very neat flick. And Brown finds Riyad Mouillet. It's Laban. Now space for the Port Melbourne Sharks. Took a deflection. Hit the referee on the way through. And we will see a change for the Port Melbourne Sharks.
Finn Harbison about to come on.
He can stretch the play. Most definitely signed from the Melbourne Victory Youth Academy. Of course, after having a stunning season at the Bulleen Lions as a 17-year-old, formerly of Ringwood City, his young Phineas Harbison will make his introduction.
Looks like Brown is coming off.
The expected change, I have to say.
Yeah, unfortunately, hasn't really happened for him today. And Finn Harbison has gone out wide on the left-hand side there. And could he make a difference? And Romich goes deep, but headed down. Swinging the boot there. No real direction. Now chance now for the Thunder. And early on before, I'd have to say that Kyle Taylor was taking the ball into the box and he should have taken a shot and somehow tried to go even wider. Ball into the box, chance. And gone begging in the end.
This is a heavy touch from Yuki Yoshida. Really hasn't had space to roam within, and that's what the real key is for him, to find that space. The former Lelema Wanderers man and Northcote City midfielder has had an abundance of joy this season with over 10 goal contributions in the competition, and just hasn't found the all-important 1 or 2 touches that has really made him a gold medal candidate for this season.
Who do you think is, in your mind, one of those candidates?
Can't go past
Other
Joe
than the
Guest.
one- Yeah, well,
Can't
Joe
go past.
Guest is
Yes.
sheer class in my mind. He's been always that kind of player that inspires some great memories.
I would say probably Yuki Yoshida, as you see him now on the ball here. He wins inside a corner. What a remarkable story it has been for him to come from MPL2 and perform to this level. And there's a bit of a miscommunication between the linesman on the far side, and we have seen now a corner awarded. Michael Domfe and Ari Suleimani make their way onto the park, respectively. Suleimani returning after a long ankle injury, and Domfe, the new man arriving from Hume City, formerly of Laureate Athena as well, in NPL Western Australia, where he won the Golden Boot, and so did so last season with Northcote City, scoring 16 goals. Shaped in Mehmeti, it goes in, incredible! Did the last touch maybe come off Hassan Jallo, who knows? Thunder take a well-deserved 1-0 lead.
And curling ball, and did Luka Romic have to come out for that ball? He just looked like he was at a standstill. And in the end, 1-0 to the Thunder. And all of a sudden, Port Melbourne's great defensive work has come undone. The Thunder have toiled away and got just reward.
Looked to have come off Mehmeti, but
Was
we'll
it
wait for confirmation?
might be Hassan Jalal?
Potentially, that would add to his tally for the season, which has been tremendous.
Seemed like he was the one running. Claims for a free kick.
It's a late call for a foul on William Gillingham and a red card. Wowee. Well, he waited an awful lot of time for that to be awarded, did Jock Quartermain, but on the balance, straight red card. I'm not sure. We'll have a look at the replay, but dearie me, it looked very promising for the Sharks up until the 60th minute or so, and, well, it's all gone downhill, really, since that point. And a free kick now for the Dandenong Thunder, and it's gone from just about bad to worse, Arthur Akratides.
Yeah, and as we made that mention, Oakley's gone 3-0 up, so there's goals aplenty at the moment. And a little tougher now for the Sharks. They're a player down and a goal down, and pretty sure that Hassan Jalou had been the scorer, seemed to me. Just confirmation, we're waiting on confirmation on who the scorer was.
Well, it is the Thunder. They stand over the ball yet again. A trio of Wade Decker, Kyle Taylor, and, of course, Mersim Mehmeti. Yeah, this would be a delightful, delightful finish. Is it Mehmeti or is it the Englishman? Kyle Taylor! It's a good save from Luka Romic. Did very well in that instance and parries it towards his left side for the corner.
Very good save by the youngster. Guided it away out of danger. He chopped at it, but that was enough for him to spear it away from goals. And now all of a sudden the Thunder have their tails up. And it could be a lot tougher now with a man down. Curling back post ball. A little bit deeper this time round. And again, cleared away by Sarah. Young, ready to switch play. He's got options aplenty here. He's gone central. Now they're getting the press. And he's gone right down the line there. That's what Port needs to do. They need to press the Thunder and try and get them to adjust their way of playing the ball through the lines.
I think we've seen George Mells drop into that holding midfield role now, which, to be honest, I think would come at a matter of time for them, considering the state of play. It deemed to have come off Hassan Jalou, so that is a goal that's credited to him, and what a remarkable campaign he's having. Well travelled, of course, across the Icelandic region. Hassan Jalou, that marks his 11th of the season. What a statement signing it has been. Essentially a goal in every 2 games. Former Blacktown City man. As well as Grindavik.
Certainly wasn't a classic finish, but it was a finish that could mean a great deal come the end of the season.
Yes, it definitely will. Thunder want to command 3rd spot. It's going to take a lot, and might do so this time. Edwards. Here's Alessi. Edwards again. Space to roam. The touch from Wichita. Eventually spaces out wide. The cross comes in and it's hooked away by Serra. And now Anthony Laban is going to slide it towards Phineas Harbinson, and his touch immensely heavy, and so too Suleimani. Decided to play it towards Dice Van Amerongen. Here's Mehmeti.
Mehmeti's been a little quiet today. It's not
Well, he
been
got the
his-
assists, Arthur. That's a bit. That's a
He's
bit.
been a little quiet compared to some of the other games that I've seen him destroy sides this season, and maybe that's a good thing because other players have taken the leading role in this Thunder team. They've got so many good playmakers, and as I say that, Mehmeti's gone over the ball with Taylor, and this is some more and more attacking here, and it's a no-brainer. They've got two people over the ball, and here we go, and somehow the ball has stayed out. Romic got almost a hand to it, and it's bobbled up and cleared away to safety. They're taking their time, Neil, they've got one player on the ball, in the wall with two players over the ball. It's a no-brainer. You got to get a second player out there to close it down. And here it is, and another one. 2-0, and the Thunder get a second.
It is Mersim Mehmeti again, directly from the corner. And, well, it was only a matter of time. The set pieces have killed the Sharks tonight. And I guess more misery for the home side. And
I don't know if he knew much about it. The ball was almost like a rocket in there.
Definitely. And, wow, it's a funny way how things like this can transpire. And with results not exactly going the way of Melbourne Knights, looks like the Sharks, pending other results, will stay in this predicament.
So I just said about Mehmeti not having an influence on the game, and he's gone and done that.
Well, that's not a commentator's curse. That's just this is what happens when you talk. I wouldn't say negatively about a player, but mention a player that he hasn't done much. Of course, he strikes up with a goal. Here's Uchida, calls for a handball against Yankulovsky, waved away. And it looks like the Thunder now are going to do their damage, but the Sharks will have something to say about that. It's Suleimani, should I say Edwards, on Phineas Harbinson, a rare foray forward. A desperation attempt by the Dandenong Thunder at the moment. We'll see a double change. Ben Jiba making his return from injury. It's been quite a while since we've seen him on the park. It's good to see him back. And Michael Domfe, who was going to come on, has scored and it's since been shifted now.
We've got probably about 22 minutes or so left on the clock here. And it's a matter of how many now, as the Thunder really are taking this game by the scruff of the neck. Chance now to push forward.
Here is Kyle Taylor. Out wide towards Wade Decker. Shapes one in, took a deflection on the way through. Serra. Leban. And Clark looks out wide. It's Suleimani in a foot race with Serra, and we'll see the double change now. Ben Jiba and Michael Domfe coming on. The Burgers will remain top, and it looks as if the weeks go by, the title race gets more and more enticing. Avondale face off tomorrow against Dandenong City, and doesn't that fixture in a few weeks loom as one of the bigger games we've seen in recent times? Avondale taking on Heidelberg in 2 weeks' time on the 2nd of August at home. That might as well decide the title, to be honest.
Michael Domic coming on as well, as you said. Double substitution for the visitors, along with Ben Jiba.
Michael Domfe making his introduction, of course. This is his third game with the club. Mells receives the ball again. Slides it towards Leban, who initially lost possession and Shifts it again towards Jonathan Vikertis. McCloskey on this right-hand side, looking to cut into Mehmeti, shaping one out towards that left-hand side, and that was not going to meet a player.
And that goal was Aidan Edwards.
That was definitely off the head of Mercy Mehmeti, the number 5, for sure.
Being given to Aidan Edwards.
I don't exactly agree with that. If Football 24 saying that, then I disagree.
There's 2 different sides given. I think you might be right.
Me or the app?
No, I think Mehmeti whipped the ball in, and Aidan Edwards headed it, but will stand to be.
It's Uchida. Romic gets it away. And now Mehmeti.
Stand to be corrected if it is.
It's a delightful delivery again. And took a deflection on the way through on the player's arm for the Thunder. So it will be a Port Melbourne free kick. Well,
certainly Mehmeti whipped the ball in. And I think it was Edwards who sort of found the ball onto his forehead and finished away there.
I love how Luka Romic decided to play the ball despite Daniel Clark still sitting on the ground. And, well, look, I never thought I would ever say this, but the Sharks, after making second spot 3 seasons ago, let's be honest here, with 4 games left, their stint in the top flight is beginning to come to an end.
Been a long time since they've fallen by the wayside. It's it's been quite a while, and unfortunately, the lack of quality players and some mounting injuries have not helped the side. And I mean, ultimately, in the end, it does catch up with you. And, changes of coaches, and in the end, you can only play the way you have been throughout, and it's been pretty disappointing all season for Port Melbourne. Been some good youngsters come through, but ultimately that has not helped the side move up the ladder. Chance now to go forward again. And there's that man trying to whip the ball in again. No. It's Taylor. Mehmeti. And that's a lot better from him. Taylor. In and out. Cuba. And a chance. Oh, and that's gone begging.
We will see a double change for the Thunder. It's Jock Akuyan.
Offensively all the same. Offensively all the same.
And Sevdim Ismaili.
Ismaili and...
That's actually Aguirre Manuel.
Yeah, Aguirre Manuel, that correct.
Yes, they changed shirt numbers.
And the Cannons have gone 4-0 up now.
Well, I think it's just one of those nights in the NPL, Arthur, where things have more or less gone to plan. The Burgers with a commanding 3-0 win away from home, and of course Daniel Alessi making way alongside Yuki Uchida. Aguirre Manuel, of course, arriving from North Geelong. What a move that is. I mean, it's certainly, distance-wise, one of the biggest you'd say in NPL Victoria. Geelong to Dandenong. Not the easiest drive.
Yes, don't I know it.
Are you one that frequents from those two areas?
Well, especially Geelong. doing at least 3 or 4 trips up there a week.
So
But a lovely drive up the road, and I listen to my podcasts and listen to my music and football talk, and sometimes it's quite soothing, actually.
I'm sure it is a delightful experience. That is the football way, the machinations of this beautiful game. In Victoria especially. High looping ball towards the backstick. McCloskey and Van Amerongen got a touch to it.
That is the keeper's ball every day of the week, Neil. I mean, he's sitting there watching the ball, and the ball was whipped in at a height that was quite easily for him to mop up. And call it inexperience, but he needs to come out for those.
Here is Anthony Laban.
Needs to learn from these little tidbits.
Well, he's been forced into a bit of danger, has Riyad created more danger for himself than required, and eventually, somehow, some way, it's still with the Port Melbourne Sharks. As it's with Jonathan Curtis, McCloskey. The 1-2 executed to full effect, and as they look to transition forward, they can't do so. Saved him Ismaili, Thunder Junior, and formerly of the Eastern Lions at one point. We will see another Sharks player come on to the park, and I suspect, Arthur, it might be a debut.
Nathan Dibb?
No, it's definitely not a debut. It is not. Nathan Dibb, of course, custodian of the Sharks team for a while.
His brother's injured.
Yes. And I think there's another one, Christopher Dibb. I believe he's at Pascoe Vale, if I'm not mistaken. And it's with Taylor. It's a delightful touch. The 1-2 was superb, and couldn't find the all-important strike on goal, but it's still with the Thunder. Slammed away by Mehmeti, and it falls to now Yuki Uchida. It's a strong intervention from Daniel Serra, and the free kick.
Mehmeti's been excellent ever since my thoughts of him not being in the game enough. He's been dominating in the last 20 minutes. Free kick now in a danger zone. And who's going to go over the ball this time? Taylor's there. And Mehmeti's gone over the ball as well.
Luxury of options, really. What a lot of choice to choose from. And Nathan Dibb.
Yuki Yoshida's over the ball as well. Take your pick.
Oh, pick your poison.
I think Mehmeti's going to take a dig at it now.
It would cap off what has been a routine night for the Thunder this season, at the very least. In their 22nd match of the season, it is Kyle Taylor and Mersim Mehmeti standing over this one. It's Taylor this time, and he sent that into the second pitch.
Taylor's gone for Williamstown Road. Change happening now.
Nathan Dibb coming on for Daniel Serra, of course, formerly of Melbourne City's Academy. Spent some time at Slaven Bratislava.
He's had a good game, Danny Serra.
Yes.
I thought he's been one of Port Melbourne's best players. And by no means... should he not have certainly just a tactical change by the coach. Not a great ball.
It's the first
been boxed in now.
First time I've seen Maxim Gajdovski speak tonight, and he's instructed George Mellis to go higher up the park.
Maker. Tomic. Ball played wide. And a free kick to the Sharks on the far side of the ground. Time ticking away, Neil, and Port Melbourne have 15 minutes or so to try and at least get some consolation from this game.
Space.
Chance now. Offside flag gone up pretty quickly. the substitute. Aguirre Manuel. Bromwich. Mells. Chance now for Port Melbourne. Twisting and turning. McCloskey. Too deep. And gone way out past the line. Young, other than that one shot in that first half, has not been troubled at all. He could have made 3 cappuccinos and brought one up to us here, Neil, today.
Why not 4?
Yeah, one for the cameraman too.
Yes. Here is Daniel Clark. Delightful lateral ball to Kyle Taylor. Leban. Play continues. And the Port Melbourne Sharks have got a 4-way forward. It's shifted in towards Harbinson, who's brought down and strikes in the near post. What a golden opportunity. Wowee.
Hit the post there and gone out for a throw. He almost, if he fell, I reckon that would have been a penalty too.
Oh.
He sort of got shoved a little bit, and maybe that was the difference between him scoring or not. Good defending in the end.
Very good defending. Here is Leban. And eventually Jonathan Vikersis, I think frustratingly, pushes him away. Domfey now in a foot race with Maker. Domfey again. And he goes to ground as well, pretty easily, in many respects. And we'll see the goal kick now.
He's a big boy.
Oh, very big. Tall timber, Michael Domfey. Bit hard for him to break in, though, at Hume City with the likes of Lloyd Isgrove, Josh Bingham, among others, Oliver Kielart, Björken Gilda, among others. So didn't quite work out for him under Ricardo Marchioli or Nick Hegarty. Jibber wins it back, drives in the middle channel, and twisting, weaving, and eventually unable to break space. Leban holds time on the ball and still going. Jonathan Vick. Oh, geez. Leban, I think, with a possible headbutt on Yuki Uchida. He went down very easily on that time, and tempers are flaring. Doesn't seem as if these signs of animosity will dissipate.
The yellow card is definitely coming out to Uchida. But what will happen to Leban?
Anthony Leban has been summoned. So has...
You're going to see 2 yellows here.
It might be worse. Who knows? What has Jock Quartermain got in his back pocket? Or his front pocket? I'm not sure. Where do you hold the cards, Arthur? I don't know.
I think yellows, both of them, for being stupid.
Yellow. And a yellow card
And,
to Anthony Leban.
That's pretty fair. I mean, in the end, Uchida for the tackle, and then Leban for, coming in there and being a little boisterous. Holding. And pushing and shoving there. Phil Harbinson trying to make a difference. Got about 6 minutes left on the clock here of normal time. Maker. Always going to be tough for Port Melbourne once they lost their defender, Gillingham. And now it's just a matter of time for the Thunder. And their season continues to scale bigger heights. It's a good win, a workmanlike win, and in the end, only question is, can they get a third before full time? And Port Melbourne almost got a goal hitting the post, but they've really rarely troubled Young at all And I know the injuries have been aplenty for them, but ultimately the quality on the pitch is not been there for them.
Oh yeah, it's a resource-based thing, I think, with the Sharks, and look, let's just call a spade a spade. They don't have the resources as they once did. Of course, changing in presidents and whatnot doesn't do you any favours, really. And of course, they've had known financial issues across the last few seasons. Performed really well last season in the first portion of the campaign under Nick Marinos, and then obviously it fell by the wayside since that point. They're in a phase of rebuild at the moment, and if they do go down, I'm sure it's going to be a period for them to recompose themselves and refocus to rebuild this football club, which was at one point one of the hallmark clubs in Victorian football, playing tremendous stuff under Adam Pittick. And you can see what he's done to this club and how they've changed their fortunes, the Thunder. It's been really, really good to see as they do win themselves a corner.
Chance now for...
And Preston have got up 3-0 against the Melbourne Knights.
And that's just cemented the nail in the coffin of the Knights, something that hasn't happened. I can't even remember the Knights ever being last on the ladder. That's surprise of all surprises. And again, even for them, they need some rebuilding, and we know how famous that club is. Chance now. Ball switched, curled. No real direction there as Port Melbourne now try and push forward. No real purpose for them. And Yoshida playing the ball back. Taylor. Chance for Clark.
And, well, I think it's just one of those nights for the Sharks. They look promising in that first half, especially with those counter-attacking opportunities. But you just wonder, if they had Delano Farrow, if they had Listen Diaz, how the complexion of their season would change. If they had him available for a lot more of the campaign. Of course, that crucial goal-scoring outlet that they needed for the campaign. And it's shaped in again. Romic comes out to punch.
That's excellent. That's what he should be doing. And, chance to take stock here. Preston, like you said, 3-0 up.
Wowee. They've turned it on the last few weeks against the relegated sides. Well, potential relegated, well, more likely than not to be certain. Certainly confirmed in the next few weeks.
Emphatic win or lead by Oakley Cannons. Hampson, Duradovic, Doe and Arneson. The scorers there against Hume, who are holding on to sixth spot by the skin of their teeth.
Doing quite a good job, it has to be said. Here's Jamie Young looking out wide.
It leaves a mouth-watering final series, really.
Oh, yeah. There is an abundance of quality amongst those top six sides, and the Thunder will be very much within it. And considering the calibre of the squad, on paper, doesn't look amazing, aside from Jamie Young, you'd say, among a few others. Carl Taylor as well. It's incredible to see what they've done. And
the question I have for you, Neil, is can the likes of South Melbourne, with a win this week, get into that top six? They'll be technically only 5 points behind with 4 games left on the clock.
No, I don't think so. I think once they drew to Dandenong City a few weeks ago, yeah, it was all about sealed there.
Even St Albans, they've had a great run of form.
Yeah, St Albans have had a good run of form. It looks like this as if they'll be clear of the relegated sides. And to be honest, I'm not surprised. They've assembled a really good squad. It's a good coaching staff there. Cam Watson's done a good squad.
Could Nick Tolios take his men, and he has got a game in hand into the top 6 this week with a victory.
Oh, I mean, considering Dandenong City, they're a very topsy-turvy team this season, and of course, any team that's coached by Nick Tolios is bound to achieve success. It just depends.
Good old Tolly.
Yes.
Tolsy.
Here's Benchiba, has space to roam. Couple of step overs, leaves it short for Yuki Uchida. Looking to weave away and get the strike away. He does so at 4 minutes of added time.
4 minutes.
The fourth official, probably the right amount of time. Doesn't look as if Port Melbourne are going to generate much from this contest, if anything at all.
For some results from the NPL 1, Brunswick City 4-1 emphatic winners over Manningham United, and Langwarrin losing 3-0 to Melbourne City Youth.
Yes.
Down there at Langwarrin, which I'd have to say would have been the coldest place in Victoria.
The Veneto Club is the coldest place in Victoria.
And, as we're speaking, Oakley scored a 5th.
Oi, that's getting getting a little bit ugly.
Very much so. And
yes.
what is going on there? It's been Oakley who have absolutely torn apart Hume. But if you look at the possession rate, Hume's had a lot of the ball, but Oakley's been the team that's used it the better. 5-0. That is a great win.
They always seem to drop off at some point in the campaign, Oakley. They lost 3 games in a row last season and still won the title in the end. As
any team that Chris Taylor coaches will always give you that finish in the league, especially in the final series.
Now is it Riyad Mouye?
The goal's been disallowed.
Oh, it's a great touch from Laban, and just couldn't quite find the time and space required. Young, so calm and collected on the ball.
So that 5th goal isn't to be, been disallowed from what I've been told, or has it stood?
I don't think it has. Here's Carl Taylor. Out wide, Mehmeti. Esteemed experience at this level for so long indeed, and eventually shapes away. Does Daniel Clark. Mehmeti again with a delivery for Curtis.
And the thing is here, Neil, that the Sharks have only got 2 more home games in their last 5 games of the season.
4 games.
4 games of the season after today. So the last game of the season is against Heidelberg. So
could be a parade for them.
Imagine having to win that game to stay up.
I don't think it will be that. I think their fate will be sealed long before that, to be honest with you. I think their fate is sealed on the balance and of the strength of the squad. Let's call a spade. They don't have the acumen to stay up, and I don't think the Knights do either. And it's a crying shame. 2 sides that have been in the top flight for so long have to go down. And
Jamie Young is absolutely screaming at Van Merongen, telling him to get back and get in position for him to give the ball to him. They're just doing what they will here. 2-0 is 2-0. And in the end, they're pushing forward now. It can't be too much longer left on the clock. Where, as we said, playing time added for stoppages. And ultimately, not long to go now here at J.L. Murphy Reserve.
As Uchida is closed down by...
It's all over here.
By George Mells, and that is the fate sealed for the Port Melbourne Sharks yet again for another week. 2-0 loss. Goals from, we believe, Mersim Mehmeti and Hassan Jallo is what leaves proceedings at J.L. Murphy I've been Neil Simons. He's been Arthur Akratides. It's been a pleasure to have your company tonight.